Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to our show. I'm doing well, having a wonderful day on this 11th April 2025. Happy birthday, Dad. I'm gonna be doing a couple of videos. I'm gonna get myself a snack. Today is gonna be a great day, so let's start it right away. Okay, good. Mm.
And he's got a little kerchief on his neck. Still really weird to make the restaurant though. You know? Well, most of the pizza parlor places make the same up. It's already down low, it's already pizza. Open it so there anymore. There you go. And they want to answer a question, okay? There you go. Well, that has been in the lunch. Nope, they didn't give us that. But I didn't have it.
Video of the day. You can see me. I'm already awake. We just uploaded 100 videos. Well, 100. We uploaded 83 clips. That way we're emptying. We're emptying the Twitch. So we're gonna have my first video of the day. This is a super simple day. I got about 5 videos to do. Right? I gotta go work out because I'm gonna see my father after. Right? It's his birthday, and that's pretty much it. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, usual 2 sausage, right? My favorite, and the usual. Got a bunch of cheese. You do with the one I know, right?
So far, he knows it's worth the hot.
I think there's a shiny, of course. How much cheese? Tonight, tonight, by the way, there's not gonna be alcohol. Because we're going to find it. We're going to a restaurant. I know which restaurant. I don't know. You got me. It's blurred. Today's my cheat day. So now, it'll get harder and harder.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. We travel all over the country. People will message us on Instagram and they'll say, "Hey, Crystal, I see you're in." Yeah. Not that it's not a big phenomenon too fast. And so we'll go, "Ooh,
There you go.
okay. Well, and it'll be fucking trash." And I'll say, "Why'd you tell me to eat here when it wasn't even good?"
It's supposed to rain hard today. Well, it's already raining.
Yeah.
So, I need to sit. Put it in the fridge. Fucking love this. Sorry, my day with making content. I forgot to do something. But we'll do it. We'll do it outside.
I don't know.
There you go.
Put provolone. And then the sauce maybe just a homemade sauce. I don't know. It's a mystery to me. I just want to let y'all know something, and I've said this before. Y'all know we're out here on the road. We're out here on the road.
Hell yeah. Oh, we're back. Did it miss me too much? I want to start adding to the daily planner, which is what we're doing right now. I want to start adding in the video of the day. So the video that I planned on doing. Now it's harder. Look at this shit. That cheese bowl. I'm telling you, Havarti cheese and warm bread. Not even like it. Nothing like it. So the hard thing with that is when I do a daily planner, right? I don't actually know my schedule of the day. Of course, I have a good idea on what I'm gonna do, but then sometimes there's videos that I think about it and I'm like, wait, I didn't think about that. Right? I didn't think about that. There you go. Hit more. There you go. So that could be something I could do, you know? Am I doing with a product? That's not cool. That is not cool. So, on the menu today, I was starting to watch yesterday Pop the Balloon, right? Which is the new dating show. It was live. I thought it was okay, right? But I realized that we really need another dating show, and the answer is no, right? The answer is no. So, well, fuck that. So then I start writing and writing and writing. For some reason, this is so good. It would have been harder to focus. So I couldn't watch the show without stopping. And then I saw a video with Bob Ross. Jeez Louise. I never watched the Bob Ross video. We started to watch it, right? And that was it. I heard about him. And then shout out to my father, shout outs. Right? Then I'm going to do a video on what it was like growing up being smaller than anybody else. Road to confidence. And then I'll be doing a. This is so good. Growing up with ADHD. Then wake up. If I have some time left, let's clean the apartment. And then watch my father's house. But I wasn't sure I was gonna go to his birthday, but I'm like, okay. The reality is, I've seen him a lot lately. In fact, I like my father. We live close, you know. But I'm very well. Well, the weather is completely disgusting. The weather is completely disgusting. Kind of depressing, actually. Oh, look. We're gonna go see it. And there it is. I'm telling you something. As a breakfast, divine. And that's because it's two types of sandwich. Sandwich with a two piece of item. A chicken sandwich, huh? It's variety. I like that. It's a beautiful way to start the day. Good. Nice. So, on the table French, let's start this 11 equals 25. Don't leak, it's your Blake. Welcome to the Computer Show. So you are having a wonderful day. On this 11th April 2025. Today we're doing a love letter. We're doing two love letters today. One to Bob Ross and one to my father. Now, because we're speaking English, you can guess we chose Bob Ross to do first. And I know it's weird to do a shout out or a love letter to Bob Ross because and himself. And the speak of his career, I never was a Bob Ross fan. And ultimately bust Bob Ross. And I know I'm doing a love letter. By the way, Bendy Ink, a painter, right? It's almost as if this was a special thing. And the weird thing with Bob Ross is when you look at him, he's only a painter, right? And when you think about painter, you think about who? You think about Michelangelo, who painted the Sistine Chapel. You think about Picasso, who did some crazy stuff. You think about people who painted Mona Lisa. Can you tell me who painted Mona Lisa? I don't think so. You then got Bob Ross, and again, did Bob? It's absolutely nuts because I don't know Bob Ross at his peak, but why I do know him is because of streamer. People like Kid Boga, people like well, they were streaming it's Bob Ross, right? And it was cool because they did the same thing with Gordon Ramsay. Then Bob Ross was first, right? And with Kid, it was always in the sage words of Bob Ross: have fun, make mistakes, do it yourself, right? And I had such a passion for Kid Boga. I had such an admiration for him, you know. And then I finally. So it's funny. I used to watch all of his video, right? And then I watched it all because it was the pandemic. And then it was like, okay, well, you can find me on Twitch, right? Then I watched on Twitch and I watched all of his video. The problem with Twitch is I cannot download the video, right? And I like listening to Kid Boga when I'm at work. However, when I'm doing something else, it's not that I don't like him, but it's just different, right? And it's just different. So, you know, now I had a good idea. I had a really good idea. When we're going to be streaming, I'm going to have him in the background. For Twitch, you don't need to watch the video with Kid Boga. You can just watch it, listen to it. And Twitch also allow, actually it's so good. Sour Plum. Twitch allow video playback for 2 times the speed. That's also good. But let's go back to Bob Ross, right? And then we had the YouTube of Kid Boga, we had the Twitch of Kid Boga, and I was listening to his old video, talking about Bob Ross, right? And I was like, who the fuck is Bob Ross? I never asked myself the question. And then I watched him, and I remember my father watching him. I remember my father not being a avid fan of him, but just watching him, right? And in a weird way, although I did research Bob Ross for this is such a complex video to do because it's like a almost a love letter to a stranger, right? Something I never watched. I don't know what's going on with Bob Ross. I don't know if he's still with us. If he is, awesome. If he doesn't, if he isn't, my respect. See, I didn't research Bob Ross, right? I didn't research him, and I've been watching a lot of his content lately now, and it's not because Bob Ross himself is only a painter, but the way he was speaking, the calm in his voice, the actual art behind it, the fact that you would see his painting. And this is the crazy part. This is the insane part. Bob Ross was almost a genius, right? But he was a genius, and it's funny because when I talk about my favorite YouTuber, I like a lot about people like Casey Neistat for the crazy mind behind it. He's very creative. Bob Ross was the same thing. Bob Ross, you would see his painting, and it was a you know, it's gonna be funny. I'm gonna clickbait you guys. A love letter to Bob Ross, right? And I'm gonna be doing a love letter to Bob Ross, number 2, right? That's gonna be my father. So it's gonna be funny because they're not the same person. Basically with Bob Ross, when you look at the painting, one is a landscape. Then somebody, I don't know how they figure it out, but they put all of this painting next to each other. And then you realize it isn't a simple landscape, it's part of a forest. And you can put them all together and you have a legit little movie, right? So the mindset of that, the idea behind it, but not necessarily doing a video, not necessarily doing something to do something, but more so doing something that is a small space in the grand scheme of things. The guy had vision, right? And to me, and I know it's gonna sound very contradictory, but to me, it's not how smart you are. It's not how, and it never was how smart you are. It never was how ambitious you are. It always has been about straight up talent. And Bob Ross was talented. It doesn't matter how far he went, how high he got, how popular he got. Guy had a vision, guy had talent, you know. But then, I wasn't gonna make a video about it. Because just Bob Ross, I respect that guy. And this is why this video is so hard for me to do. It's so, not hard for me in a sense of, oh man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Hard for me in a sense of, I don't know how to put it. Because I have this friend, Sucks. She's amazing. She's really cool. And she was talking about Bob Ross. And she's a painter herself. She's a painter. Oh, okay. She's not, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. I cannot believe when I'm talking about that. Sucks. S-O-C-K-S. She has a Jace and a Toad PFP. Super chill. We just had this conversation yesterday. What makes a painter versus what doesn't make a painter? Do you need to sell painting to be a painter, or just a simple fact that you're painting is enough? I know she paints. I don't know if she's a painter, right? And she was talking about Bob Ross, and it's funny because she just did a video. She just did how would Bob Ross feel about AI painting, right? And it's nuts because it's nuts because I don't think he would think about Bob Ross, about AI. At the same time, this guy has such a vision. This guy has the making of a great one. You know, nobody, and it's weird because in this sphere of painting, we didn't have a widely known painter in a while. You know, I don't think anybody will, when you hear about AI, I don't think anybody will think about Michelangelo. I don't think anybody will think about the guy who painted Mona Lisa. You know, and I don't think anybody will think about Picasso, right? Then you see mangaka, and you see art and the way it is, and it's amazing. And I did a video about that 2 weeks ago, about the AI, right? And how no matter how much you fight it, it will be part of everybody's life, right? No matter what. Yeah, if it's not the streamer or the content creator, it's going to be the mainstream media. And then the mainstream media is going to be more fun, and people can say whatever the fuck they want. I don't support AI, I support artists. When you're gonna have to eat, right? You're gonna have to prostitute yourself. they'll do it, right? And it's odd because with Bob Ross, it's not something that affects him directly, right? I don't think the dude's worried about the guy if he's still alive, of course. But at the same time, it's in like his paintings in the grand scheme of things, you know. Doesn't matter how popular he was. All he had to do was influence one person. That influenced two people, that influenced four people, that influenced one people, but that very person influenced 20, right? I don't think anybody, again, I'm not a painter, but I don't think anybody sees a Picasso painting and think that's the type of painting I want to see. There's this one painting that I really enjoy, and it's the Scream. You know exactly what I'm talking about? But the Scream, that would be something I would see and say, okay, well, this is art, Picasso was like, okay, well, this guy was trouble. And I don't want to take away from the legacy of, I don't want to take away from the legacy of Picasso, because that's not the goal here. But Picasso had it. It's complicated. Did he have a vision, right? Or was he just unwell? And I hope I'm not offending anybody by saying that, but what if he was just unwell? What if the dude was just crazy, right? What if he was just crazy? And then, doesn't matter if he's crazy, no, because he can't appreciate the art. But then you see somebody that's completely normal, like Bob Ross, that did so much, and I think, so I'm actually on the side of Picasso here. When I think about my real life, like the ADHD, how many videos did I do where I was myself? How many videos did I do where the ADHD was ADHDing, how many videos did I do where instead of being calm, cool, and collected, I was everywhere, anywhere, and it didn't make sense, right? Now those videos, right, wouldn't have been made if it wasn't for, imagine that I come in and I say, listen guys, no video today, I got ADHD, right? And it would be okay, people would understand, right? But how many videos would I have never saw the day? How many videos would I have never filmed? A shitload of them. And there's nothing wrong with that, but at the same time, you're like, well, there's nothing wrong with that, but those are missed opportunity. What if in this high of energy and this craziness of a mental illness, you actually find out something, right? What if that led to make you think out of the box? And the answer was out of the box, right? So it doesn't, for example, another example. We'll take Michael Phelps, right? And Michael Phelps, which is a Canadian swimmer. Michael Phelps, if you look at his bone structure, his bone structure is fucked up. Dude that has malformation, where he has a longer torso, right? And because he has a longer torso, when he swims, it's easier for him. But you think about somebody like Eddie Hall, the beast. Eddie Hall, the strongest man in the world. He has an illness. And I'm not gonna say it's not normal, but he has an illness, right? And it's for me, it takes a lot more. Like, for example, you got again, we're gonna bring God into this, okay? You got God-given talent. Let's just say that somebody was born blind, right? As an act of fate, right? Not fate, the belief, but fate, the future. And because he was blind, he had to pay attention to his other senses, right? And because of his blind, he developed a keen sense of hearing. And because of that, he became a great musician. He became a really great musician. Would it be that great if it wasn't for the fact that he was blind? And then you have to ask the final question. The final question, which is the most important question. Are you applauding talent? Or are you applauding the artist? And to me, in the weirdest sense of the way, something like Bob Ross, which is completely normal, it's a lot harder to be artistic, right? But what do I know? What the fuck do I know? Anyway, love you guys, take it easy. Peace. Salut, c'est toi Channing, j'espère que ça va bien, je pense que c'est une belle journée en ce 11 avril 2025, joyeux anniversaire papa. On va faire une petite vidéo, un petit shout-out pour le père. Écoutez, c'est sûr que ça va être un petit peu de caissage, ça va être un petit peu de tétage, parce que c'est mon père, tu sais. Mais je voulais te dire à quel point que je suis gratifiant. Puis, tu sais, je l'ai fait tout pour la fête à ma mère. Puis, j'ai juste, ça va être des vidéos comme ça toute ma vie, là, tu comprends? c'est mon père aujourd'hui, comme j'ai dit. Je me sens très reconnaissant, très chanceux d'avoir les parents que j'ai. J'ai des bons parents, j'ai des parents qui sont compréhensifs, j'ai des parents qui veulent aider, j'ai des parents qui sont là pour moi, tu sais. Puis, n'importe qui peut orgasmer. Peu importe, ça c'est tellement une belle expression pour quelqu'un qui fait de la fête. N'importe qui peut venir dans une. N'importe quelle personne peut avoir un sperme. Puis n'importe quelle personne peut recevoir le sperme dans ses ovaires, tu sais. Puis, c'est comme, ok, bon, c'est pas bon. Mais être un parent en tant que tel, c'est pas biologique, c'est pas physique, c'est dans l'esprit, dans la modalité. J'ai des parents, j'ai des deux bons parents. Puis, tu sais, ça a été, parce que dans toute mon enfance, tu sais, j'ai vu ça, puis j'ai dit, bon, mes parents sont vraiment différents. S'ils auraient été un peu plus pareils, ils seraient encore ensemble. S'ils seraient encore plus différents, ils seraient encore différents. Tu sais, mais. C'est quoi cette vidéo-là, man? Mais j'ai des bons parents, puis je suis très chanceux. Tu sais, je suis très chanceux. Je pense à mes meilleurs amis, je pense à Carl. Carl Dubois. Carl Dubois, ses parents sont fantastiques, là. Benoît puis Céline. C'est des personnes incroyables, c'est des bonnes personnes. Tu vois? Je pense à Charles. Charles, ses parents sont incroyables. Ses parents sont incroyables. Tu sais? C'est fou, là, parce que ces deux personnes-là, c'est de très bonnes personnes. Puis j'ai dit souvent, mais tu peux voir, tu sais. Tu peux voir qu'ils prennent leurs parents. Puis encore une fois, là, tu penses à la question de la nature versus l'héritage. Fait que la nature, comment t'es en tant que personne, c'est l'héritage, qu'est-ce qu'on t'a appris? C'est comment t'as évolué, c'est quoi tes influences. Influences positives, influences négatives. Right? Mais dans les deux cas, tu te dis, bon, regarde, des bons parents, c'est des bonnes personnes. Fait que moi, j'ai des bons parents, puis je me suis dit, bon, regarde, ça peut être pire, là, ça peut être bien pire. Là. Je vois plein de monde avoir des parents qui sont pas super. Un père qui est pas super, une mère qui est pas super. Moi, j'ai les deux. Fait que je suis chanceux. Mon père, c'est là que la vidéo commence techniquement, puis que là, l'intro était wow. Mon père, en tant que tel, mon père, c'est toujours été quelqu'un que. Tu sais, j'ai pas. Mon père, c'est pas toujours été facile. Mon père était très strict. Mon père était très strict. Tu sais, mon père, il était. Comment je pourrais dire ça? Tu sais, mon père, il a fait des affaires dures, tu sais. Il a dû sacrifier des relations pour essayer de m'inculquer des choses, tu comprends? Fait que la punition corporelle, la punition, des soirées sans repas, sans. Tu sais, puis tu regardes ça, et tu te dis, Chris, c'est un enfant, il a une chance, là. Mais il a fait l'affaire qui était dure à faire. Et l'affaire qui était dure à faire, c'est justement d'être le papa ou le parent qui était pas le fun, tu sais. C'est tellement sain d'être le parent qui est le fun. Versus le parent qui crisse justement avec notre enfant, mais il faut quand même l'élever, tu sais. Puis il était pas de facile, tu sais. J'en ai voulu beaucoup, j'ai peur de mon père pendant longtemps. C'est imagine. Ça, c'est quelque chose que j'ai toujours parlé, puis qui est incroyablement spécial. Je faisais des actions qui étaient pas bonnes à l'école. Puis la peur que j'avais, c'était pas. La peur que j'avais, c'est même pas d'avoir. Ok, j'ai fait quelque chose de pas correct. Il n'y a pas de compréhension ici, c'est juste que quand j'arrivais quand j'arrivais à la maison, mon père me chaînait beaucoup, tu sais. C'est ça qui faisait en fait que. Puis, tu sais, on parlait souvent d'intention dans cette chaîne. Dans cette chaîne-ci, on parle beaucoup d'intention, puis de la personne en tant que telle. Quand elle est gentille, elle fait quelque chose de pas correct, qui c'est son problème. Ou si la personne fait tout le temps des affaires qui sont pas correctes, elle est gentille ou non. Tu sais. Puis l'intention que j'apprenne de ne pas faire ça, de ne pas faire quelque chose de mal, même si ça part d'une pensée une peur d'avoir peur ou une peur de discipline. C'est peut-être pas la meilleure façon d'élever, mais en même temps, si ça marche, tu sais. Tu te dis, bon, j'ai peur de me faire chicaner, fait que je vais pas faire ça. Je sais que c'est pas correct, mais je pense que c'est pas correct. La raison pourquoi je vais pas le faire, parce que je vais pas me faire chicaner. Ça fait du sens, je vais le faire. Fait que ça, je trouve ça quand même cool, parce que en même temps, tu te dis, bon, mais regarde, il y a plus de leçons. C'est ça un petit peu l'important, tu sais. Sinon, mon père, il est toujours aussi. Puis, qu'est-ce que c'était vrai, mon père, c'est que la fois qu'il m'a élevé, c'était tellement bizarre. Mais ça, c'est quelque chose de pas correct. Il me disait, c'est comme ça que j'ai découvert. Tu sais, un peu comme un message. Un peu comme un message de, ok, ben regarde, si tu veux pas que je te pogne, fais pas ça. C'est correct. Tu comprends? Ou sinon le contraire, tu sais. M'élever dans un système, si tu veux. Oh, c'est bien ça. Dans ce système, si tu veux, où est-ce que c'était son way or the highway. Puis tu sais, il y a beaucoup de personnes qui vont dire, bon, regarde, laisse un enfant grandir par lui-même, évoluer par lui-même, puis ultimement, je l'évolue par moi-même. Ben, tu sais, la fondation, la valeur que j'avais, c'était vraiment bonne, tu comprends? C'était. Mon père, il avait beaucoup de fierté. Mon père, c'est quelqu'un qui était très apprécié, très respecté. Des fois, c'est de la peur, c'est aussi à l'ouvrage. Il avait une grande gueule, tu comprends? Mais mon père, il a toujours tout fait pour que. Puis, c'est ça que j'ai apprécié chez mon père. C'est ça que j'ai trouvé ça fantastique. Mon père, il a toujours fait. Puis, ça, c'est quelque chose qui était fou à croire, mais mon père m'a toujours élevé pour que je sois fort. Pas pour que je sois gentil, pour que je sois fort. Pour que je puisse survivre, tu comprends? Fait que des fois, tes affaires, t'es pas content, puis des fois, tu vas plier sur des têtes pour aller quelque part, puis c'est pas correct, mais t'as besoin, tu comprends? Mon père, il a toujours été quelqu'un qui parlait de sacrifice, tu sais. Des fois, il me chicanait beaucoup. Puis il pleurait après ça parce qu'il se sentait mal, tu sais. Mais il se sentait mal, mais il sentait quand même le besoin de le faire, tu comprends? Parce que c'était ça. Si je n'avais pas, ils l'apprendront pas, tu sais. Comme quand j'étais petit, je me blessais souvent. La police avait pensé que c'était mon père qui faisait ça. Il y avait il parlait de mettre sa famille d'accueil. Là, mon père a dit non, regarde, je suis vraiment un fan d'accueil, tu sais. Mon père aussi, puis mon père, c'est quelqu'un qui était extrêmement bizarre. Mon père, c'est quelqu'un qui sait pas nager. Il sait pas nager. Mais on était dans des cours de natation. Puis que dans le vestiaire, on pratiquait les mouvements. On pratiquait les mouvements. Il sait pas nager, mais il pratiquait avec moi. Tu sais, ça, c'est quelque chose que j'ai adoré. Là. Tu sais, mon père, c'est quelqu'un qui est très, très autoritaire, mais c'est aussi quelqu'un qui est fantastique, tu sais. Quelqu'un qui est compréhensif. C'est des affaires que je fais des fois que je suis comme en crise, bien content. Puis tu lui parles, puis comme, ok, on me garde, si ça arrive, c'est pas grave, tu sais. Fait que c'est quelqu'un qui est très dur à comprendre. Mais en même temps, il a toujours été présent. Tu sais. J'ai jamais manqué de bouffe, j'avais toujours un tour à tête. C'est chanceux d'avoir le père que j'ai eu, là. Un père qui a été fait sacrifier de sa ration. Puis mon père aussi, quand j'y pense, tu sais, mon père, son père à lui, c'est un alcoolique. Il n'a pas montré à mon père comment être un homme, là, tu sais. Mon père, il a pris des parties ici, devenir un homme, tu vois. C'est comment il m'a élevé, c'est comment que lui, il pense que je devais être élevé, puis ça, je suis reconnaissant, tu sais. C'est quelqu'un qui est là, c'est quelqu'un qui est présent, puis il est très généreux, puis ma mère aussi est généreuse, puis je suis très content. Tu sais, j'ai des bons parents, là. Tu sais, il y a puis mon père, c'est toujours des petites actions qu'ils ont, tu sais. Admettons, tu sais, même quand je travaille avec la financièrement, il va m'acheter des. Écoute, faut voir pourquoi, là. La semaine passée, il savait que je rachète financièrement. Il m'achète, je vous le jure que c'est vrai. Il m'achète ça, des cafés Ritz, il m'achète des saucisses hot dog. Je sais pas pourquoi. Il dit, oh ben c'est spécial. Tu sais, c'est pour aider. C'est quelqu'un qui sait qu'il y a un bon fond. Puis encore une fois, je suis reconnaissant, tu sais, j'avais peur des parents tout le cul, mais j'ai un bon père. J'ai une mère incroyable. J'ai des bons parents. Tu sais, mon père qui. C'est drôle à dire parce que. C'est tellement parce que. Je pense que tout a une balance. Ma mère était très gentille, ma mère était très patiente. Mon père, pas du tout. Mais pas du tout, mais quand même. Pas tant que ça. Puis, ce qui est intéressant, c'est que. Tu sais, ma mère, elle a essayé d'être gentille avec moi pour. Me mettre la balance si vous voulez. Elle met la balance. Puis mon père est comme non, il ne prendra pas comme ça. Puis là, tu te penses que ok, ben, la balance n'est pas techniquement balancée. Sauf qu'il n'y a pas une balance extrême. Il y a des affaires qui me donnent plus des rectitudes, des affaires qui me donnent moins de rectitudes. Il y a des affaires que tu le rappelles comme ça, tu sais. Tu le rappelles comme ça. Puis il y a toujours eu le. Tu sais, puis j'ai ça avec amour, là, mais ma mère, il n'y a jamais eu la question de est-ce que c'est. Je pense vraiment que ça m'a aidé ça va m'aider à devenir plus adulte. Parce que vraiment ça va m'aider dans la vie, ça. Mon père, il y a des questions, il y a des fois qu'il a fait des affaires que j'étais comme, qu'est-ce que tu fais, man? Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Mais l'intention était bonne, l'intention. J'ai toujours l'intention de, ok, ben regarde, je vais apprendre la leçon, tu sais. Puis, c'est le fun, mon père, quand je regarde mon père, on parle beaucoup les deux. Tu sais, un peu dans l'air. Ma mère qui va sortir des affaires. Ma mère est plus. C'est drôle parce que je suis pas mal de parler de mon père, je parle de ma mère, tu sais. Ma mère et moi, on va être plus à la même longueur d'onde, question émotion. On va être plus. On va penser beaucoup similairement. Je pense que ma mère agit comme mon père, ça va. Fait que ouais. J'ai beaucoup des bons avec mon père, des bons avec mon père, là. Puis c'est ça que je trouve qu'il est un bon parent, là. Tu sais, des bons avec mon père, là, c'est pas des. Hey, elle a fait ces sorties-là. Hey, on a fait ça. Hey, on a fait ça. C'est pendant notre journée, on a ri. C'est juste ça. Tu sais, c'est des choses. La simplicité des choses, hein. Le pack que j'ai eu, c'était pas parfait, sauf que ça a été vraiment une bonne leçon. Ça a vraiment été comme, je sais pas, ça a vraiment été, tu sais, une enfance unique. Une enfance unique. Puis des fois mon père, tu parlais, son enfant parlait comme on sonnait comme un trou de cul, là, mais il y a un bon fond, là. Fait que, c'est important. Tu sais, c'est important. Ouais. Anyway. Ben en fait, pas. Quelle vidéo bizarre, là. Quelle vidéo étrange. Mais chanceux. Don't blink. It's your boy Link. Welcome to the show. Everything was on this 11 April 2025. This is my father's birthday. Happy birthday, Dada. Happy birthday, Daddy. Happy birthday, dear Dad. Yes. What if I Papa? I'm gonna get copyright for that. Did you know that? I didn't know. So today we're doing a video that's kind of special, and I was watching yesterday. Oh my god, Pop the Balloon on Netflix. It was a good show. Did I like it? The concept is good. It's a fun show. But do we really need another love show? No. Bachelor Nation for life. For life. So today we're talking about growing up with ADHD, growing up with being small, right? Why? Because yesterday I saw. Okay, so it's special. It's a very special situation. I've been talking about this week, and that was I swear to God that was in plan. Okay, about me being ready to date, being ready to be more social, being ready for X, Y, Z, W, whatever the fuck you wanna call it, right? And it's funny because I was watching the show, right? And for some odd reason, I was putting myself in the side of the shoes, in the side of the shoes. To dating ADHD, it is ADHD. Tell you what. So, I was putting myself in the shoes of the bench. I don't know why. Wait a second. Yep, I'm gonna do it. So maybe that's why. And there was this guy, right? And he was treated differently, and even though the guy was treating him differently, and the girls, they were seeing him almost right away, Pop the Balloon, right? And for some reason, I felt I related, not related as a cousin or a brother, but related as something similar, right, to him. And it's like, I grew up being the smallest. I grew up with ADHD, right? So how do we change? And I think, see, there's this thing that I wanted to do, and I'm gonna do it today. I'm not sure as to when I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it today. I'm gonna do a trauma test, and I wanna do an IQ test. For obvious reason. Duh. I wanna see if I'm still uploading. Yeah, my ADHD is bad today. But it's okay. It's okay. Guys, be right back. Fuck. I have to restart the video.